Boom! What's up, coach? So excited for the 60-day game plan training today to help you go to level 5 and beyond. Whether you're at level 1, level 2, level 3, by now you should know exactly where you're at. And if you don't, please pause this right now. Go to mydreamclients.com. It takes 2 minutes, not going to ask for any information. Just take 2 minutes. It'll diagnose exactly the level of where you're at on these 5 levels. And then throughout this training, we're going to be sharing exactly with you what you have to focus on for 60 days for you personally and what's going to take to get to the next level. So if you guys don't have 45, 50 minutes, stop right now. Okay. Block up with this, bookmark this, or grab the link in the email that you would have got. Block off your calendar for about 45, 50 minutes, and then take the serious time to actually go through this. If you can stay on, if you can stay the 45 minutes, then let's do this thing and let's get into this. So to start off, my friends, this is the most important metric that you get to focus on your business to get to at least 6 figures and well beyond. Even if you're going to 7 figures, okay? The question becomes, how many enrollment calls do you have every week with your dream clients? So how many enrollment calls do you have every week with your dream clients? And if the answer is less than 10, then my friends, you have a lot of work to do and you get to hear exactly how you can do it in this free training. Cool. So we're going to show you guys exactly what your 60-day game plan is. It's going to look something like this depending on the level that you're at. And even if you're at a different level, it's still going to be important for you to realize other levels game plans, because you may be in the future or you may have seen where you've come from and now you get to see the distinctions that you now get to focus on. Because to go to each new level, you have to reinvent yourself. What has got you somewhere is not what's going to get you to the next level, okay? And we're going to be revealing at the end the flying kiwi principles, okay? So throughout this, we're talking about Russian Prince method, but we'll be revealing the flying kiwi principles, exactly the flow of what you get to focus on when. And so what I imagine is that this is not something that you just like came up with yesterday that you're like, I'm going to be a coach. Like in some form, you've probably been at this game for a while. Like if you're a level 1 coach, it probably means that you have something that you're super passionate about. You may have gone through a challenge in your life, or you may have gone through a bunch of personal development course or whatever it may be. And you may be super fired up and super passionate and excited about what you're doing, but you don't know how to turn that passion to profit. And maybe you've traded for a while, but you don't know where to focus your time. You don't know where to focus your energy. And you've tried a bunch of things, but nothing's been sticking. And so at level 1, you get to learn how to get to level 2, which is creating a consistent stream of clients. And then if you're at level 2 or level 3, now you hold a bunch of different challenges, which have got some momentum, but you want to make this into a really legitimate 6-figure plus business. And then when you're at level 4, level 5, now it's about building that empire, building teams, systems, and really getting the organic and the paid traffic locked in. And so regardless of the level that you're at, I imagine there's 3 main areas and challenges that you are facing. So one is your mindset. You don't believe that you're fully worthy of enrolling someone at high ticket prices. There's something slightly off. Or maybe there's some sort of imposter syndrome that you feel that you don't fully feel worthy of being this coach to help people get through these results. Or maybe you have a stickler about reaching out to people cold, about people who you don't know. Maybe you have some weirdness around that. Or maybe you have some sort of money scarcity challenges. There's probably some sort of mindset thing which is holding you back in some way that you may or may not be aware of. And then the second one is priorities. You may be full-time, you may be part-time, but you don't know what to focus on when. Because you're not alone and there's so much noise out there and so many people are trying to sell you into these different things that it confuses the hell out of you. Do you do YouTubes? Do you do podcasts? Do you create ClickFunnels? Do you run paid ads? Do you blog? Do you Facebook Live? Do you Instagram Live? Do you go on LinkedIn? Do you build an email list? Do you build a fancy website? What is right for you when, and what should you be doing, and what is the right strategy for you at the right time? Because you can have the right strategy, but if it's at the wrong time, it's not going to work, right? And the last one, and this is why we asked the question at the start, is how many calls are you having every single week with your perfect, ideal dream client? And if it's anything less than 10, my friends, keep listening. If it's more than 10, hell yeah, lock in a growth hacking package and we'll talk about hooking you up with a free ticket to one of our events, okay? So what's amazing about this is regardless of the niche that you're in, getting well past 10K a month is entirely possible. One of our clients, Roxy, did this when she started working with us. She was at 2K a month. And then by the end of the 8 weeks, she was at 10K, and now she's doing 20 to 30K months. Incredible, okay? And this is not to like show off or do anything like that. This is merely to impress upon you that it's possible for anyone, okay? And her biggest hacks, which we'll be sharing in this, is getting her mindset right, becoming incredible at sales/enrollment, and leveraging organic growth hacking. Most of you are like, what the hell is that? We'll show you, okay? So it also worked for a whole bunch of our clients. Like these guys did 267K in 8 weeks without paid ads. These guys did 563K in 8 weeks, no ads. Incredible, okay? So depending on the level that you're at, a different strategy is going to work for different people. So if you're in the launch phase, level 1, never, ever think about a fancy funnel or paid traffic. Don't ever think about that. And don't think about a fancy website. Go on Wix, go on Squarespace, build something in like 2-3 hours, get something out there, and that's all you need. You know, we're going to do well over 7 figures this year, and 80% of our customers never see our actual website. It's crazy, okay? And then if you're at levels 2 or 3, organic growth hacking is going to be the strategy that you want to build your audience, get them engaged, and then get them on the phone, okay? And then if you're at 4 or 5, that's when you start running paid traffic funnels and leverage the X factor of the Flying Kiwi principles. Cool? Cool. And by the way, guys, feel free at any point to pause this, take screenshots, like whatever. We don't care if this is out in the open. We are going to like go into the detail and dive deep with you guys, and feel free to pause and do whatever, okay? So another thing I'm going to show you guys later today is the Raging Tiger Method 2.0, and how depending on the level that you're at, you can apply the principles in here to your specific level, okay? And we'll get into that. So who's ready for level 5 and beyond? Say I. Say who's ready to screw paid ads and complex funnels? Who's ready to screw building fancy websites? Who's ready to say screw trying to do useless activities? And who's ready to say screw guessing how to get clients? Okay? It's time to create a consistent, repeatable system that you know is going to leverage and work for you like it has with our clients. Here's another example. Claudia, she rebuilt her business from scratch. She grew up in Mexico. She got divorced at 23, thought her life was over, started again as a secretary, worked her way up to corporate Mexico, moved over to the US. She came to us. She said, I've got all these amazing principles and things that I'm super passionate about. I just don't know how to turn into a business. And so we rebuilt everything from scratch. And we had her follow the Raging Tiger Method 2.0 and then finished with the Flying Kiwi principles. And she was able to, in the 8-week program, in the last week, do $70,000 in sales. And if you're like, that's bullshit, you can actually see our interview where we break it down, all the detail with her. If you go to innercirclecoaches.com/knowledge-bombs, so innercirclecoaches.com/knowledge-bombs, you can see that interview. But I'll be explaining exactly the strategy that we used with her in this, okay? So mindset, enrollment, organic growth hacking, and leveraging free challenges were the big things for her. All right, so let's get into this, baby. I'm going to show you the number one thing you can do today to get more dream clients tomorrow, how to get thousands of your dream clients following you, and the Russian Prince method revealed, okay? So number one thing you can do today to get more clients tomorrow. We're actually going to show you 5 things, okay? We're not going to show you 1, we're going to show you 5. And each part of the Raging Tiger Method are the things that you get to focus on to go to the next level and start to attract and enroll and create more dream clients, okay? So, numero uno, part number 1 of Raging Tiger Method is ignite. And to show you what this means, we have this quote from Ryan Bowditch, who's one of our clients, and he says, yo family, I have to admit I was one of those 50%ers. I totally called them out and saying, I think you guys are playing 50% right now. He said maybe 70 on a good week. But something shifted about 3 weeks ago. It started with a call with Rob Duffy, then Alexander, Allison, and ended with a breakout session with James. I got real honest with myself. I looked myself in the mirror and straight up said, dude, you were playing fucking safe and small, and you know it. I literally talked to myself in the mirror like a stern but loving father. And I've been doing that every morning. Since then, I've become a machine and sent more messages and booked more enrollment calls than I ever have. I signed a 5K client and a 3K client, and there's a lot more on the horizon. I'm fully convinced the recipe of masculine energy, and if you're female, feminine energy, but aligned, authentic energy. So masculine energy, a definite aim, exercise, meditation, and sticking to the goals I put myself in the weekly spreadsheet has changed everything. So I'm going to repeat that. Authentic energy, a definite aim, exercise, meditation, and sticking to the goals I put myself in the weekly spreadsheet has changed everything. And he says he cancelled a big opportunity to go on stage so he can hit his 27K goal. Okay? And so this is Ryan. So literally when we started working with him, he was scraping by to pay groceries. There was one point in the program, he had $200 left in his bank account, was trying to pay bills, pay groceries. He signed up a client for 2K, and the next day they asked for a refund. And he was crushed. But through the inner circle process, we got him back on track. And a week later, signed a 25K client, a 10K client, and a handful of other 5 to 10K clients. It was insane. And so he was able to do 50K in 8 weeks, and now he's just absolutely smashing it, okay? And his secret weapons is mindset, passion, authenticity, and organic growth hacking. And this is entirely possible for you guys too, okay? So those people who are ignited, like Ryan, they focus on those principles, like I mentioned, of authentic energy, a definite aim, exercise, meditation, and hitting goals consistently. Other things that works really well in the ignite phase is being super structured and organized, planning the week on the Sunday night, being super clear on your 12-month goals, your 3-month goals, your weekly goals, and reviewing that every single week. And then at the end of every day, reviewing the day and planning the next day, even just for 5 minutes. When you have that kind of structure and organization, you have more freedom than you can ever possibly imagine. People have a lot of resistance towards structure, but I can guarantee you it has the greatest level of freedom available. And another part about Ignited is being super fired up, passionate, confident, fully certain that you have the ability to absolutely crush it and enroll your dream clients into your program. When you have that like stutter or that like slow low confidence, or you have scarcity, that, my friends, is not ignited. So 3 key principles of being ignited: abundance, not scarcity; being the cause, not the effect; being proactive, not reactive. So proactive, not reactive means that if you don't want to reach out to people cold, that means, my friend, you are being selfish. Because if you truly have something that can help people and support people, even if it can't help everyone, by not bringing it out to the world and holding it in, not reaching out to people, you are being selfish because you're not helping those people break through the shit and all the things that are coming up for them. Okay? And then being the cause, not the effect, that is taking full responsibility and ownership of everything, and you are the cause. So if the client has no money, the timing's not right, like blah, 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 that's the effect. You are the cause, right? You source everything. And at the end of the day, who is enrolling who? Their bullshit story or your vision for what you're creating in the world? And if you've done your job right, you will find your way around these bullshit obstacles that come up, okay? So that's Ignite. Next phase, align. So number one thing you can do today to get more dream clients tomorrow is get ignited as fuck. Second thing is create alignment. So question number 2. When your dream clients come across you, do they feel that you understand them more than they understand themselves? When your dream clients come across you, do they feel you understand them more than they understand themselves? Great question, okay? So, like so far, if you're still listening to this, something I've said to you, you're like, holy shit, this person gets me. They get where I'm at. I've been at this thing for a while. I've tried a bunch of strategies, but it hasn't quite worked. My financial situation is not on par with where I see myself and my ability to help people get results. Because what I imagine about you is you've invested in certification or training or becoming better at this area, which helps your clients get results, but you have not invested effectively in the right area to help you get results, okay? And so the question is, when your dream clients come across you, do they feel they understand you, understand them more than they understand themselves? And the answer is no. Keep listening, okay? And so what happens with most coaches is they get punched in the face. A lot of them are in denial. They don't fully admit their true financial situation or their true situation. Loved ones may see it as a hobby. Or people around them, they don't see it as like a legitimate business. And a lot of the reason why is the approach so many coaches take to creating their business is, once again, very selfish. And 80% of coaches and startups fail because they don't meet the desire of the market. Like I was speaking to someone last night, and their idea of creating their program and creating their marketing was going away for a weekend retreat, isolated from the world, coming up with all these ideas, getting inspired, motivated, and then coming and bringing it out to the world. Okay, that was their idea. What's wrong with that? Well, it feels very nice, but what's wrong with it? What is wrong with it is that they are being incredibly selfish and they're going from inside out. They're not going from outside in. So I don't have a problem with people going away for retreats. I freaking love retreats. Woo! My phone just fell off. I'm getting too pumped up. But what you get to do first is you actually, before you create content, before you create your messaging, before you create your programs, is you have to be outside and in. And so you have to go out there and actually speak to the market. It would be like us having lunch, you and me, and you're thinking about something and I've got no idea what you're thinking about. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to go away for a retreat for the weekend and like plan all this stuff and come back and figure out what you're thinking about and how to get your attention. Like that doesn't work. What works is I ask you, what are you thinking about? And you tell me, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And when you have enough calls and enough conversations, my friends, stuff starts to click. And then you can go for your retreat, package it all together and create this beautiful thing that's based outside in, not inside out, okay? And so when you have true alignment, you have the market desire meet with your skills, your talents, your passions, and that, my friends, is called your niche. And so the frame that you get to come from around all of this is it's an experimentation. And that means you come up with a hypothesis, an idea of what you think may or may not work, and then you say, fuck your gut, be data-driven, and then leverage your intuition. How many times have you personally made a gut-based decision or something you think is right, but then the post bombed or something didn't necessarily work, okay? Or you haven't actually had the results that you think you deserve because you've gone off what you think is right. And so when you come up with a hypothesis and you experiment and you say, fuck your gut, leverage data, which is as many calls as possible with your dream clients, distilling that all down and then coming up with a really good way to interpret it and put into messaging, content, your programs, etc. Then you come from the heart space, and then you come from intuition, and then you come from like the creation within once you have all that data. But you need that data in the first place. And so this is like a really detailed, feel free to take a screenshot. This is a really detailed analysis of the Raging Tiger Method 2.0 and exactly what we work with our clients to help them become six-figure coaches in 60 days. Okay. And so the first part is identifying your niche. If you don't know, like, do not be anyone to anyone. Do not be a life coach. Do not be anyone to anything. Do not be a generic life coach. You have to be focused because there is so much freaking noise out there that unless you're speaking exactly to where someone's at, no one's going to listen. So you have, even if you've been at this for a long time, you think you know your clients, my friends, that's all in your head, and all these biases are impacting your decisions. You have to get it written on paper, and you have to get it from a wide variety of references, and then put it down and actually look at it from a neutral perspective. There's all these biases like recency effect and all these things that are getting in your way. One comment someone said recently could massively impact what you actually put out there, okay? And so 20 discovery calls, you actually go out there, put into a spreadsheet, now you start to analyze it, you have to ask the right questions, and you have to get the messaging right in the first place to book them. But once you have those in place, now you can create your messaging, now you can create incredible content, build your know, like, and trust factor, you can update your social media profiles, you can create your programs based around this, and then you learn to use the Russian Prince method and the Flying Kiwi principles, and now you start creating consistent clients at scale. And if you're like, okay, what the hell is Russian Prince method? What is Flying Kiwi principles? We're going to go into that and show you guys, okay? But step by step, you have to follow the process. If you want to jump ahead, have that shiny object syndrome or the self-development junkie where you're just like constantly consuming information, constantly doing these things, take a breath, relax, trust the process, come along. We're going to show you everything you need step by step. Don't skip steps. It's like trying to create a recipe for a cake and skipping steps. What happens if you do that? You get fucked, okay? So let's keep going. Cool. So 5 levels of coaching. Let's get into this. So for the Raging Tiger Method 2.0, we talked about Ignite and Align. We'll be talking about engagement, enrollment, and empowerment. as we roll through this. Okay, so let's start with level 1 launch. So what is your personal 60-day game plan? So pause this right now if you're level 1, take a screenshot. Here's your 60-day game plan. Okay, so the first 20 days is build your foundation. Okay, which means ignite and align. So we talked about ignite, getting fired up, all your personal habits in place, everything like super solid, your structure, your organization, your productivity, how you are showing up. Every time you have an enrollment call or something else, do a meditation before, do push-ups, listen to your pump-up song, come onto that phone with amazing energy. Be ignited, my friends. Boom! Okay. Align. Get out there, come up with a list of like 50 to 100 people that you know or close to knowing, or even in Facebook groups that is relevant to your audience, and reach out to them. If you want to book 20 discovery calls from your own network, you probably need to reach out to 50 to 100 people. If you want to book 20 discovery calls outside of your network to cold, you probably need to message 200 to 500 people. Okay, that's the level of the game that you get to play at. Okay, cool. So once you've gone through all those, now you can put all that data together, and now you can start to create your messaging, update your social media profiles, your website, your email list, whatever it is. And now you get to start putting content out there and start creating engagement. And we'll talk about engagement shortly and what that means. And in the final 40 to 60 days, now you get to start becoming incredible at enrollment. And I know that like 50% of you guys think you're pretty good at enrollment and sales. I guarantee you, you are not. You think you're awesome, but you're actually not. Being able to enroll effectively at a really high ticket price and really get people going, it is a massive art and a massive science. Our organization did over 500 enrollment calls last year, and we learned a few things. If you go to innercirclecoaches.com/knowledge bombs, we have an hour-and-a-half breakdown of a live enrollment call and all the different steps it takes to enroll. And I'm going to talk about it later today in a much shorter version. But if you really want detail on how to effectively enroll, that's most of the game. Because here's the thing, guys. You know, in the entire world, entire universe, there's probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that you could serve and you could help, right? So for you to only get 10, 15, 20, 30 clients, it's pretty possible, right? But you have such a frame of scarcity and you're like, how do I get the clients? How do I get the clients? That's what most people say. How do I get the clients? Listen to your language. How do you create clients or how do you attract clients? That is the language that you want to come from, right? And so that's entirely possible. And you probably bump into a lot of these people day to day. You just don't effectively know how to enroll at high ticket. And you've got all those like stories and all these BS excuses and they don't have the money and blah, blah, blah. Like Claudia was selling and enrolling people in Latin America, guys, in Mexico and all these other countries, which are way poorer than Mexico. And they're paying her $2,500 to $3,000 to work with her. Okay. So don't tell me that people don't have the money, because they do. They can find it. They can get resourceful. You just have to be incredibly good at enrollment and learning how to get dream clients on the phone and learning how to build your know, like, and trust factor with them. Okay. So if you're level 1, take a screenshot of this. We're going to get into level 2 and 3 shortly as well. And take a screenshot. We're going to talk more about engagement, enrollment, and empowerment. Okay. So a super quick, like 90-second story that'll help you understand more about level 1 moving to level 2. And even if you're like at level 2 or beyond, like this is still going to be really useful. So this is Alexander. Okay. This is my co-founder. And I didn't originally start the business with him, but he came in very shortly after, and so he's one of the co-founders. But he was a health coach, okay? Young kid, he was about 21, and you can see this hilarious picture of him, okay? Amazing sense of fashion. He's got the non-matching socks, the blue sock and the yellow and the white sock, so super funny. But he was basically a college dropout and in crazy scarcity. And the problem for him was everyone around him was saying, if you want to make money, it takes money to make money. And they had to do paid ads to find clients and run them through a funnel to get them on a call. How many of you guys have like heard that, right? You have to build a fancy website, you have to get a lot of traffic to it, and that's just going to like magically bring you clients, okay? And for him, he felt like giving in because he didn't have money to spend on ads, and his next best job was Ubering or getting a crap job. And he had a choice. He either spends years saving enough to invest or commit to finding a way to get high-paying clients without paid ads. And that's when he met us. And we showed him this formula, the Raging Target Method 2.0. At the time, it was 1.0. And that boosted him to doing 12K plus months using it. And the thing is, most coaches rely on word of mouth or referrals. Or maybe they get lucky and they get a speaking gig here and there, or maybe someone like DMs them occasionally. And that's fine. But who enjoys high highs and low lows? Who enjoys the feast or the famine? No one. It's called, my friends, a lottery. And so if this guy right here, okay, can crush it using Rage and Target Method 2.0, then my friends, you can too, okay? No matter the type of coaching that you do. So let's get into how you can get thousands of dream clients following you and engagement. So like we said, now we're moving into levels 2 and 3, which is around organic growth hacking and how to leverage that to get, excuse me, thousands of your dream clients following you and a really engaged audience. So level 2 game plan. Yes, my friends, you also get to go back to the drawing board, because I've worked with hundreds of coaches and we've got thousands in our community. And I know that 99% of coaches, if I'm like, what are the top 3 pain points of your audience based on data? You wouldn't be able to tell me. And so no wonder your messaging is not being effective. No wonder your program's not fully aligning. No wonder you're not getting a lot of engagement in your audience, because there's so much noise out there. There's so many coaches. There's so many other distractions to people. Unless you speak specifically to your ideal audience, no one's listening, my friends. So first 0 to 20 days, you get to rebuild your foundation. Ignite and align. If you don't remember what that is, go back and watch it. Ignite is getting fired up as fuck. Aligned, your energy solid, your exercise, your meditation, your food, everything is super lined up. You're structured, you're organized, you're on fire, got everything lined up, and you are showing up. And then alignment. You also get to go out and have 20 discovery calls with your ideal clients. Some could be current clients, some could be past clients, but also new people. And the amazing thing is, when you have 20 conversations with people, you get fired up, you really start to see patterns happening over and over again, and you probably find some clients along the way too. Like our current program, the Inner Circle, it starts in like 4 days. People have gone through work leading up to that, because anyone who signs up early will reward them. And all these people are having discovery calls. It's incredible. We have group calls. It's like, wow. And so many of them are bringing in clients, multiple high ticket clients, 3, 4, 5K, just because they're having a lot of conversations with the right people. And it's an amazing process. So that's 0 to 20K. You'll probably land a client or two just doing that process. Okay. 20 to 40 days, ignite and growth hack your audience. So engagement and Russian Prince method. We'll get into that shortly. And then 40 to 60 days, learn how to become an enrollment machine, and then learn how to effectively empower and serve your clients, especially once you start having a lot of them and you start moving away from money scarcity and you start moving into time scarcity. How do you effectively still serve your clients at scale when you have less time? That is a great question. Okay. And we'll get into that. So systems and technology give me freedom. This is our friend Brittany Brown. She has something called Beyond Binge Eating. And she does multiple 7 figures. She's absolutely incredible. And, you know, so many coaches have resistance towards structure, organization, systems, technology. And the more that you learn to embrace it, and you get rid of that story that you're not good at that or you can't do that, when you realize that's just a story and you can actually be good at it, you learn to embrace freedom. Because system, structure, technology creates habits. Habits become subconscious. It becomes easy, and then you get into flow, and that is true freedom. And it gives you a lot more time. And so what growth hacking allows you to do is focus on the right buyers. Have you guys ever had an experience where you're like just talking to someone, and then for whatever reason, like they on the outside look like a perfect client, but then timing didn't work out, or it just wasn't like the right time for them, or there was like some interest but not really? What so many coaches do, it's like when you're dating, right? Someone's on one level, someone's on a different level, timing's not quite right, people are like not in the right space. What so many coaches do is they focus on the right people who aren't interested in them, or the timing is not right yet, okay? And in any market, in coaching, in any service-based business, any product-based business, 90% of people just aren't right for you right now. They may be at some point, which is why you create amazing content and you nurture people, but you should only be focusing your time on phone calls with those top 10%. And how do you do that? Organic growth hacking. So 30% of people are not interested in your company. 30% don't have a need. 30% have a need and they're not ready to act. And then you've got the 10%, the 7% who intend to change and want to, and then 3% who are actively buying. Those are the people that you get to focus on. And so this brings our point to growth hacking. And you guys will see on the right-hand side, we have our growth hacking package, okay? So what you want to do is you want to go and click on that, and then so you'll scroll down slightly, and then you will click on the growth hacking package, and you'll see my screen kind of coming up here in a second, which will show you what that page looks like. Okay, so go on the right-hand side, click that, and then this is going to bring you to growth hacking. And you'll see this, and you click on here, and that'll go to a Calendly link, and that'll help support you, okay? And so the reason why we have this is growth hacking are these incredible tools which help you add thousands of your dream clients to social media, okay? We've got 5, Facebook, LinkedIn, 3 on Instagram, okay? In the growth hacking package, you get one of them. It's amazing. And what's incredible about these is like, this is an example from our client, Chris. This is from like last July 4th. He says, I have 3 bots running right now. Happy Independence Day. I'ma go do something else. And so how amazing would that be if you, like, let's just take a reframe for a second. Imagine you put out the best content in the world, right? You put out an incredible video, incredible post, like all this stuff. And then what happens when it goes out on social media? Crickets, right? I mean, you get some likes, maybe you get like decent engagement, like 30 to 50 likes. It's awesome. But imagine if you had thousands of your dream clients engaged and following. And that's what growth hacking does. It's insane, okay? And we can't just like give this stuff away to anyone. It can have in the wrong hands because these tools, if everyone has them, get shut down. And we also don't want bad actors having these tools. Like, I know that 95% of people who watch this are incredible people, mission-driven, heart-based, impact-driven. They want to do something greater to impact the planet and to impact the species and to impact their lives and people around them and their clients. And that's amazing. Those are the people that want to help blow up. But those people who are just in it for the money and just like who don't give a fuck, we don't want them having these tools, okay? And so on top of that, we're also going to give you a personalized 15-minute breakthrough session to diagnose exactly what is going to work for you in your game plan. Because there's the game plan and then there's variations of the game plan. We'll hook you up with that. We're going to show you how to run a free challenge. We've got all these details. We've got like 10 pages in the document of how to run a free challenge and other areas. And we're going to hook you up with one of the best tools we have to add thousands of followers. So pause this, grab your growth hacking package right now. Click on the right. It'll go over here, and then you can grab that, and you'll be set. Okay. So let's continue. So level 2, we've kind of run through this, but now let's get into engagement and Russian prints. If you are level 2, pause this right now. Take a screenshot. This is your game plan, my friends. Boom. Okay. So next question: how large is your following? And how engaged is your audience? So how large is your following and how engaged is your audience? Okay? How large is your following? How engaged is your audience? And here we go. Let me just get back to this for a second. How large is your following? How engaged is your audience? Okay. If you have anything less than 5,000 people in your audience across your email list, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you have anything less than 5,000, and your audience isn't like fuck yes engaged, you have work to do, my friends. Growth hacking package will help sort you out. And obviously our clients get insane results. That's why Claudia was able to create this personal story and this amazing content that we showed her how to do. We created a new methodology for her called the Latin Prince method. She announced it to the world. The video went viral. She had 30,000 views on her viral. She had hundreds of times Facebook Live. She only had 2,500, 3,000 followers at that time. Went viral. That ended up creating a Facebook group of about 1,500 people. We went through a free challenge, and she was able to turn that into 70K in a week. Crazy. Okay. So the Russian Prince method revealed. So what is this mysterious Russian Prince method? So Alexander, my co-founder, he was born in Russia, and we came up with this because this is really what he's mastered in our business and in his business. And after his health coaching business, we decided to bring him on because he was so successful. And we want him in our team. And then now he's been able to do it in our business and in our client's business as well. And so there's 6 phases. There's content, growth hacking, messaging, booking calls, enrollment, and empowerment. And we're going to go into the key ones in detail. So content. What is the content that you're going to put out there that's going to create incredible know, like, and trust factor with your audience and help them see you as the authority? Where they are addicted to watching your content, where they are coming in every day to consume what you have. That is when you are the authority and the expert in the space, okay? So how do you do this? What is the types of content? Well, first of all, you have to have had your foundation built. You have to have the data to know exactly what's going to resonate with your clients. And if you don't have that in place, don't even worry about it. Like, go back and do that. Then what you want to do is start now posting 3 to 5 times a week. Okay, so 3 to 5 times per week. And that's going to give you some insane knowledge and some insane like processing to really start getting out there and getting feedback from your audience. Okay, so pick 2 social media platforms that work for you: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Don't even think about Snapchat or Twitter. Think about those ones, and you can use your email list as well if you have one. And you want to put out 3 to 5 really high quality pieces of content every single week. Okay, and you want to use a variety. You want to use a variety of types of content: Facebook Lives, pictures, interviews, long form, infographics, anticipation posts, white hot questions, polarizing statements. You're going to use a wide variety of content. Okay, and you want to also mimic things that work really well. You want to write really good copy. You want to be incredibly engaging when you're doing video. You want to be pumped up, excited. You're ignited. People should be able to feel that. And your come from when you're putting the stuff out there is to serve and to add value, not to get clients. It's to add value and to serve and to contribute. And you'll naturally start attracting clients as a result. Okay. And another amazing hack is to find other influencers in your space, in your particular niche, see what's working for them, see what those emotional triggers are that they're using, and leverage that in your content. And so that is the first part of Russian Prince method. It's creating incredible content that gets amazing engagement. Okay. Part 2, growth hacking. We talked about it. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, email, live events. You go to nlccoaches.com/growth hacking, or you click on the link on the right-hand side. You can also go to nlc.chat. So nlc.chat, and you can go in and lock on a growth hacking package. So you can get one of the tools, and you can start adding thousands of your dream clients to your social media. It's pretty cool. Messaging. Okay. So now you know exactly what your audience is interested in. One other content tip that just came to mind is having a list on like Evernote or your phone or somewhere where when you have ideas for content, just like put them in that list and go through all the data that you've taken from your clients, come up with all the things that they've said, and that'll create a huge list. And then as you're coming up with ideas, sometimes like when you're in the shower, you have amazing ideas, right? Or you're in your day-to-day, you're speaking to clients, whatever, come up with ideas, put it down, and now you have ever-growing list of content. Okay? So you've done content, you've growth hacked the shit out of it, so you've put stuff out there to the world, you have thousands of the right eyeballs seeing it. Now the question becomes, how do you get those amazing people on the phone with you? Okay? And this, my friends, is messaging. Okay? Part 3, Russian Prince method. So how does this operate? Value first. Contribute and add value to people. Okay? The come from is everything. That's part of Ignited. Are you coming from a place of adding value and abundance, or scarcity and taking? Are you me or are you we? Are you I or are you team? If you're team, if you're win-win, you are focused on creating value for everyone. Okay? Cool. So value first. Another one. I showed you the diagram before. 90% of people aren't interested. Only 10% of people are. Only focus on the people who are interested. If you're messaging people and people aren't responding, like, don't keep being weird and following up. Maybe like once you can follow up, but if they're not interested, cool. Like, they'll come back to you when they're ready. Okay? Be short and sharp, non-needy. Be the authority. The authority is not constantly in Messenger. Like, you should block off 1-2 hours a day, but you're not constantly responding, right? You're just creating like new outreach to people, and then you're responding accordingly. You have maybe 2 chunks a day where you're doing messaging to people and reaching out to people, and that is it. Okay, you get to learn to become an effective messenger god, at amazing at getting people's attention, asking the right questions, getting them on the phone. So some examples of questions you can start conversations with is, amazing to be connected. I'm so excited to learn more about you. What's the greatest thing that's happened to you this year? That could be like a new friend request on Facebook, on Messenger. Another one could be, thanks for the love on the post. What was your number 1 takeaway? Thanks for the love on the post. What did you like most about it? Something like that. Super short, sharp, effective, gets conversation going, okay? And the true Russian princes learn how to have amazing conversations. Like our clients, we show screenshots. We like work with them side by side to like improve their messaging and learn how to get people actually on the phone. That's like the book and the call process, not just having a nice conversation, but how do you get people engaged, excited, and then on the phone? That's the science, right? And the art. Part 5, we're going to skip over booking. Enrollment. So my point before was that there's millions of your potential clients out there, hundreds of thousands, maybe tens of thousands, but there's a shitload, okay? And if you only get 10, 15, 20, 30, it's really not that difficult. You probably bump into a lot of those people day to day. You're like, where do I find them? It's like they're probably at coffee shops or like at meetup groups or in Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups or directories online or conferences. Like there's tons of places where your ideal clients are and they go. Referrals, right? Like chicken foot strategy. This is the idea that everyone you speak to in a discovery call, you ask them at the end, hey, did you find this valuable? Yes, awesome. By the way, who are the 2 people that you know who could benefit most from this that I could speak to so I can continue with my research? And if you can hook me up, in return, I'll give you a PDF which summarizes all the conversations I have, and we'll give you some really good hacks to take you to the next level. Value exchange. Win-win, baby. Boom! Okay. Enrollment. First 10 seconds is everything. Energy is influence. If it's like weird or like or whatever, like in the first 10 seconds, call's over. That's why the Ignite phase, the Rage and Target Method 2.0 is so important. Because you are showing up, fired up, excited, pumped, ready to go. All the meditations, like all the exercise, all the momentum you're carrying in your life comes into the call and woof, it just flows and it's easy. You're channeling. The thing is flowing through you. It's not coming out of you. It's flowing through you and it's easy. It's subconscious and it's a beautiful connection with who you're speaking with. A true enrollment call is a sacred process. Okay. You are truly uncovering what has been holding someone back in their life of what they want to accomplish. You're truly accomplishing and understanding where someone wants to go in their life. What are their dreams? What are their desires? What do they want they're not currently getting or where they're at? What pain have they been through? What has been holding them back? And what is the shit in their life that's been in the way, that's been stopping them from getting to where they want to go? And how long has that pain been getting there? And true enrollment is you being so enrolled in your vision that you know that you're the best in the world at helping people in your particular area. And if you find out that you can't help someone, do not enroll them ever. Refer them to someone else or tell them you'll come back to them. But if you deep down know you can't serve them, don't do it. It just kills you. You're going to have a bad client. They're going to ask you for refunds. You're going to have really poor reviews. Like ethically, it's wrong. This is not good. But if you're like, part of you has uncertainty, you can serve people, you have imposter syndrome, whatever it may be, like you get to work through that because you are amazing, you are valuable. And if you go all in, you fucking commit to people, they will also commit and you'll help them get results. Like it happens. I see it again and again. Okay. And so this is a very sacred process where you're understanding the gap between where they are today, where they want to go, and then how to get them there. And that is what you get to create. So questions that can work really well in enrollment is once you've had an enrollment call, once you've started, you've built rapport, you've got excited, you've created a relationship with someone a little bit, set the intention pretty early into the call that this is an enrollment call. It's not something weird like blah, blah, blah. You're saying, hey, my intention for this call is to learn more about you, what inspired you to have this conversation, see if it's a fit for both parties, if we can help you, and then at the end talk about how we can help you if it's a fit. If it's not, totally cool. How does that sound? So you set that intention from the beginning. And then in terms of the vision, once you get into this, you're like, awesome. If you had a magic wand 12 months from now, it's, March, February, April, whatever, 2020, how would your life look in this particular area that you help them? Health, wealth, relationships, whatever it is, your business. What would your life look like 1 year from now if you had a magic wand? Like, what would be an ideal scenario? Amazing. What do you see as getting in the way of that? So this is now the challenge section, right? You have vision and then challenge. What do you see getting in the way of that? What stopped you in the past? And people give you like some surface level thing. And so you get to really dive deep into the root cause of what's holding you back. Call it the 7 whys. You ask 7 different times. Go deeper and deeper every time to truly uncover what's holding them back. And if you're really good at what you do and you've really done your discovery calls, you will know what people's pain points are. You will know that like people don't have a role model in their life for this area that's done it, been there, done that, and knows how to get people to this particular area and this result, and that you are that person, and then you can help people break through in this area. And you can ask them, like, you've spent all this time focusing on other people, but you haven't focused on yourself. Have you ever considered like really truly focusing on yourself and loving on yourself and breaking through the next area? That could be an example, right? So you can start asking really pointed questions and really challenge these people. Challenger Sale is an amazing book. You can check it out, Challenger Sale. But you really want to start challenging and drumming up the pain and finding out what's really been holding them back. Because if there's not enough pain, there's not enough motivation. There's not enough motivation, no one will pay high ticket, okay? So once you truly uncover what's been holding them back and you feel that you can really support people with that, now you go from vision to challenge to commitment. So now you ask them, scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to making this change? How committed are you to breaking through in your business? How committed are you to creating the ideal relationship? How committed are you to your health? Whatever it may be. Scale of 1 to 10. If they're anything less than a 10, they're not ready to buy it. You can get them to a 10, but if they're not at a 10, you're like, okay, cool. I only work with people who are 10 because I've never seen anyone be an 8 get a result. I know that you're going to keep running the same pattern again and again and again if you're an 8 because you're not actually committed or motivated. What's it going to take to get you to a 10? And that, my friends, is the value, right? And so now they're at 10, now you can say, okay, awesome. Are you open to hearing how I can help you? And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah. And that's when you transition into mentioning your product and how everything fits and how it helps fill the gap between where they are today and where they want to go, okay? So that's how you run enrollment. And we've got tons of resources. Like we said, innercirclecoaches.com/knowledge bombs. You can see us break down an hour and a half enrollment call. It's amazing. Okay. And the last thing to consider with enrollment is the strongest reality wins. So what's going to happen is you've done the most beautiful enrollment call. Everything's going perfectly. They seem like a dream client. You're like, fuck yeah, this person's going to be a client. And then it gets to the money. What happens? Shit gets weird. Okay. People, politics, money, sex, people get fucking weird. Okay? It just happens. And so you're going to mention the price, you can talk about the investment level, and no matter however you do it, people are going to get weird. And you get just to know that and be like, all right, it's cool. And then you get to learn to figure out how do you overcome these objections. And if you've done your job right, then you'll be able to figure out you've got rapport, and you'll realize that that is just their story. The money, the timing, the time, the effort, like whatever their bullshit story is, that's the same pattern and story that's been holding them back breaking through this area their entire life, or however long it's been going on. And what most people don't take into account is the opportunity cost of not taking action. Because they can say, I don't have the money. Awesome. How long is that being in the way? Because you told me that you're a 10 committed, and you told me that this is something that's really important to you, then 12 months you want to be in this place, and you told me all these challenges keep coming up. If you don't invest in yourself in this area, how much longer is this going to continue? How is this going to feel in your life if 12 months down the road you're in exactly the same position you are today? Awesome. Now, I love you. I am a firm believer in you. I love exactly what you're about. Are you open to figuring out together how we can make this work? Yes, awesome. Let's figure out payment plan, like, whatever it is. Figure out how they can find the money, teach them how to enroll people, get the money, boom. That, my friends, is enrollment. Cool. All right, level 3. Super fun. So same thing, rebuild the foundation, 0 to 20 days. You, my friends, get to ignite and align. Talk about that, get fired up, go back, have discovery calls with people you think you know your market, you don't know as well as you think you do, okay? 20 to 40 days. Engage using Russian Prince method. So go back to all these notes, learn how to engage your audience, use growth hacking to build your audience, all the content knowledge bombs that I shared with you, use that to create incredible content that gets engagement. And now it's time to implement Flying Kiwi. Because at level 3, you've done well at creating consistent clients. And now it's time to start to more effectively scale. You're moving out of money scarcity and into time scarcity. You're starting to get some clients on board, starting to have some money in your bank account, maybe 5, 10K a month. And now it's time to start being more effective with your time, restructuring your programs around that, and then be more effective with your outreach, okay? And then 40 to 60 days is using everything I talked about: enrollment, empowerment, serving your clients, and creating the money, and starting to bring in 12 to 15 clients. Freaking amazing, okay? So Flying Kiwi principles. Let's go. Bonus. This is the bonus section, okay? Flying Kiwi principles is you've implemented Russian Prince method. And Russian Prince method is amazing. It's effective. It works super well. And now you get to go to the next level. And instead of just like constantly DMing people and messaging people for a couple hours a day and creating all this content, now you get to be more strategic because you have proven that the model works. You have what's called in Silicon Valley product market fit. You are meeting the desire of the market. You're not like 80% of the coaches who are completely broke and getting killed or going out of business. Okay? So you're being super effective. And that's Russian Prince method. But now it's time to be more effective with your time. Okay? You've put in the hard yards, you've done the hustle, you've done the work. Now it's time to be more effective. So you create a free challenge. If you want to know about free challenges, lock in the growth hacking package, and we're going to show you exactly the steps that you need to create to run an effective free challenge. Okay? We have an exercise in there. It's awesome. Once you've done free challenges and you've got hundreds of people through there, you've got the right process to getting calls booked with those people, you're building your know, like, and trust factor, your authority, people are getting on the phone with you. Now you get good enrollment, you start enrolling people and you start to scale. After that, you now start to get local events or retreats or conferences. You get to start leveraging the power of online and offline to start really enrolling people. Because if you create effective events, like in person, there's nothing more powerful. If you can learn to enroll from stage, incredible. You can start really adding value to people, okay? So that's events. And then only then, once you've implemented Russian Prince, the free challenges or boot camps or webinars, trainings, events, only then do you start running paid traffic and paid ads. Because you don't have a reliable process yet, and paid ads is a really hard game. Really hard. You can spend tens of thousands of dollars in paid ads and get no results, okay? So flying key principles, running paid ads, that's only when you paid ads when you're at least at 6 figures and you've got product market fit, okay? Cool. So just a reminder, 0 to 20 days, rebuild the foundation. 20 to 40 days, start building engagement, and then start considering building out a free challenge, or actually start building out a free challenge once Flying Kiwi's been running, and then start leveraging all of that to get a lot of calls booked, at least 10 calls a week. Or if you do those things right, you'll get at least 10 calls a week. You just have to commit to that goal, own that goal of 10 calls a week, and then you'll start enrolling a high ticket. So we're getting towards the end of this, but if you have not yet grabbed your growth hacking package, what are you waiting for? Seriously. Like, you get a 15-minute breakthrough session with one of our coaches, take you level 5 and beyond. We're going to show you exactly how to run a free challenge and effectively implement Flying Kiwi principles. And we're going to give you one of these incredible tools to add thousands of your followers to your account. It's amazing. Okay. And we're not going to pitch you anything. We're literally going to add value. If you're interested at the end, we can talk more about our products and our services like the Inner Circle or our launch product, which is like a much lower cost for people just starting out, like a level 1 coach. Inner Circle is like level 2, level 3. And we also have a product called Scale, which is people who are at 4 and 5 and want to go to the next level. So we can talk about that if you guys are interested. If you're just here for the free information, we're going to keep providing massive value. We know you're going to want to work with us eventually because information in the internet age is free and implementation is everything. And you can go through and take everything I've done here, but without the accountability, without the systems, without the team behind you to show what's right for you, you're not going to do nearly as well as you will when you've got that. And we know that. So we're here to provide massive value. We love you guys. You can go to nlc.chat as well if that link on the right's not working for whatever reason. We love you guys so much. Thanks for listening. This has been tons of fun. And keep checking innercirclecoaches.com/knowledge bombs. We'll have more of that. If you have any questions, we will more than happily answer them if you send a dialogue box on the right. Book that growth hacking package. Hope this has been useful. Love you guys so much. See you on the Facebook group, which is nlcfb.com, on the growth hacking package, or wherever. Love you guys. Have an amazing day.